My name is Arjun and I was born raised in Kanpur, Uttar Pradesh, India, and came to Georgian College in 2004, and I studied mechanical engineering, automotive manufacturing. 2007. I did actually. There were three co-op opportunities I got. So I worked for Magna International. I was working in Canada, in St. Thomas, Ontario, but I was also working in Mexico. So I got one of my placements in Hermosillo, Sonora province, and I was working for Magna International over there as well. Yes, so I was working for Magna, and then the company I was working for, because I was working so many projects for the company, they hired me later after my graduation. So I was working again for Magna at St. Thomas plant in Ontario. Well, I chose Georgian for several reasons. One of the reasons was definitely that the exposure. I think I'm coming to Canada, which is a beautiful country, and I wanted to live a little outside the city of Toronto, but still close enough, but also at the same time get the feel of the real Canadian touch in a college. I know Toronto is a lot more commercialized. To me, I wanted to stay a little step back from the commercial cities and enjoy the natural beauty plus a good education. Did good research about Georgian, and I loved the college, and I love the fact that it's a very back then it was a more small college, and there was more homely feeling. You know, like you connect with the professors and stuff over the emails and stuff, and they were very responsive. So I felt more comfortable joining Georgian versus any other college back then. I think there are tons of knowledge and experience which I've gained. I think who I am today is because of Georgian. You know, what I shaped into is because of the journey I took while I was studying at Georgian and through my co-ops. I very strongly believe that you know, if we have to move forward, it's a confidence every step which you get from people around you. Like, people believe in you, and they say yes, you can do it. I think that's one thing which is very important for any mediocre student. Like, I was never a very aced student, but at least people believed in my abilities. The staff over here, and at the same time the professors were very friendly, so they encouraged you to move forward and learn and deliver. So when you got an opportunity to be living in Barrie and working at Magna and different plants, I think there was professional development which happened, which was definitely something which is growth, which I learned, and skill I had for life. And then plus the education I gained at Georgian, I think was exceptional. Like, I did mathematics, and I did really well in mathematics, and later down the road I started my own business, and that was again in education. So the skills of education I learned from Georgian, it helped me pursue my passion eventually. So I worked for Magna, but then eventually I became more into an entrepreneurship, and I started my own business later. And I think I really thank a lot Georgian for giving me that platform. Oh, big time! I think that's one of the biggest reasons why I think I liked Georgian, and I encourage and I recommend Georgian to the other peers, just because Barrie is a beautiful city. It's a nice city, and it really integrates you to the real Canadian culture than anything else. So yes, definitely Georgian did. Sure. Well, I used to work at Magna, and then after working for Magna International for my automotive manufacturing as a process engineer, I realized that my real passion lies more into education. I think I enjoy the fact of teaching and education, so I started a tutoring academy, and from tutoring academy I eventually started a private school. So now I run a private school which is called Dune, and been running for the last 8 years now, and year over year it's been growing as well. So basically I'm into management, and at the same time, to some extent, I do teaching as well. I take care of the mathematics, which I learned, I would say, in mechanical engineering as well. Well, Georgian was a platform where it's an open platform for everyone. I think it's a platform where you can come with your goals, and you can pick the skills which you would like to grow in and shape in. So for me, Georgian was a very open place. I wouldn't say I learned one skill in specific or two skills in specific, but I think it overall develops you. The 3 years of education which I had at Georgian, whether it's Canadian culture, whether it's the integration of knowledge and professionalism, you learn all that stuff are the key pillars of success, I think, in today's world. So I think those were the fundamentals for me as well, which I learned from here. Well, for future Georgian students, I would just say that hey, you know what, buckle up for a great journey ahead. I think Canada has a lot to give, and it's a country of opportunities. It is you who has to pick upon your things, and go for basically the best you can. And that's all I can say. Most rewarding college experience have been, I was co-op student of the year of Georgian College. I won national award, provincial awards for co-op students as well at that time. I think that was the time when I really felt that, hey, you know what, studying in a college, which is a pretty amazing experience, because you're able to achieve awards and plus recognition at the same time. So by the time I graduated from college, I would say I at least had like 7 to 8 big scholarships under my belt. I almost paid off my complete education from my scholarship money. I didn't even have to pay anything from my pocket for education. So that was pretty rewarding, I would say, in money as well. So I think one of the best advice I can give it to the future students of Georgian College, or prospects of Georgian College students, would be don't just think about working only hard, also work smart. It is very, very important that it has to be balanced somewhere in between. Working hard can only take you that far, but if you're working smart along with the the hard work, it will take you far. And I think that is one thing which I really took it as an essence from my education, that if I didn't spend too much time sitting at my home and preparing applications for scholarships, I wouldn't have achieved those scholarships. But when I sat down and I wrote the applications for scholarships, I was getting the money, plus I was getting the awards, and I think at the same time it really helps it boosts your morale as well. So I think that's one thing I would say to my to the students.